Thank you for joining us today. My name is Nancy Rinaldi. I'm the Director of the Community Outreach Program, and I'm coming to you from Easter Seal's Resource and Technology Demonstration Center for this month's What's That? Today, we're going to talk about assistive technology as it relates to adapted clothing. So let's first talk about upper body, some shirts. So this is an example of just looks like a regular button-down shirt, but it actually has magnets so that if someone has difficulty doing buttons, maybe they've had a stroke, maybe they have arthritis, maybe they've forgotten how to do it. Doing something like this can allow them to still wear a button down and look nice and not have to wear t-shirts all the time. Similarly, this also looks like a button-down shirt, but what this one has is it opens in the back. It has Velcro up the back so that for maybe you provide care to someone who sits in a wheelchair, and so being able to, or has limited range of motion in their shoulders. So being able to put the shirt on like this can be easier than trying to lift your arm around. But then when you look at it, it still looks like it's a typical button-down shirt. The other thing is sometimes people with cognitive issues, dementia, oftentimes will play with the buttons and they may get the shirt undone at inappropriate times. And so this will prevent that from happening as well. And then finally, this just looks like a regular t-shirt, but it has Velcro openings up at the neck. So that way it's a little bit wider opening when you're trying to get it over somebody's head. So, you know, sometimes if you're trying to pull a t-shirt over a kiddo's head that maybe has some sensory issues, if it's so tight on their head, that might not feel comfortable. And so just having something that can be a little bit bigger or have a wider opening can be beneficial. So then let's move to dressing the bottom part. So this is kind of cool. This is a skirt, but you can see it's open in the back. And the reason for that is for someone that sits in a wheelchair all day, having all of that extra material behind them could potentially be uncomfortable or cause pressure sores. So having this opening allows them to not have to be sitting on all that extra material. And then if they wear a pair of shorts or leggings underneath, then it just looks like they're wearing a nice skirt. So that's an example. These pants are twofold. So this has magnets and Velcro for the opening. So again, someone that might have difficulty doing it. But also what's unique about these pants is they have an opening down at the bottom on both sides. So if someone wears a brace and it's difficult to get pants over top of a brace, or if someone needs to get access to a leg bag, this allows a much easier access and opening to get to that. This pair of pants also has Velcro for an opening, but what's unique about this, if you can see, it's higher in the back. If I can get this for you. So these are higher in the back, which for someone who sits all day in a wheelchair, instead of the pants being pulled down like a regular pair of pants would be, because this is higher in the back, it allows them to stay covered up. And then this pair of pants, so you can see I opened one side. It has a zipper actually on both sides. And so this can be used if you take both zippers off. You could have the pants be separate. And if you were trying to dress somebody, you could put the bottom part underneath and then put the top part up and just zip them up. You could open just one side like I have if maybe somebody has had surgery or they have a cast and you need to be able to get the pants over that. It's difficult to try and pull pants over that. So having an additional opening can be helpful. So this, I'll just show you. The pants can come apart to make it easier for dressing. And then once you're dressed in your shirt and your pants, we need to look at some shoes. So there's lots of different opportunities for some independent dressing. So this is a pair of shoes that are called quick kicks. So the heel opens like this, and then when the person puts their foot in it, it closes. So you can see it's open, put their foot in here, and then it's closed. And so that makes it easier for the person to put their shoes on independently, especially if they have, maybe if they're wearing a brace or they have difficulty bending over to tie a shoe. So this shoe is unique because it opens up. So it looks like a regular tie shoe, but it opens up and you can see we have a brace in there, and that makes it easier if someone does wear a brace to get it on and off. This is, again, similarly with the brace, this is just a shoe that's deeper. So it makes it easier to have a brace in a shoe. Lots of times if you have a brace, you're ending up pulling out insoles and not tying it very tightly, and this allows you to do, make it more secure. And then finally, maybe someone can't wear shoes at all. Their foot is, they've had some issues with it. Maybe they have some deformity in their foot. This is a soft shoe. And so it just allows the person to have their foot covered and zip it up. You can zip it up so it stays on, but you don't have to worry about putting on a regular shoe. Now we're dressed. Let's go outside and see what's happening. There's lots of options for dressing with coats. So this jacket actually has a ring for the zipper pull, which makes it nice, but it's magnetic at the bottom. So the magnets fit together and then you can zip it up. There's no more trying to match up the ends and get one piece in. It makes it so much easier for someone that might typically have difficulty with that. This shirt, this is a fleece jacket. So again, it looks like just a quarter zip fleece jacket, but when you look at it in the back, it opens up. And I don't know, sometimes if you've ever seen, sometimes people that are in wheelchairs, people put their caregivers put their jackets on backwards because it's just easier. So this makes it much easier to get your hands in and then still wear the jacket as a regular jacket. And then this is a poncho. So it's fleece lined, it's got the hood. What's nice is that it can go over the person, say if they're sitting in a wheelchair, it can go over the person, cover their legs, their top of their legs and their thighs, but this opening in the back can also go over the back of them and their wheelchair, and so they're staying drier. You're keeping the wheelchair a little bit dry as well. And then this is a thumbless mittens. So it's hard to put gloves and even mittens on people sometimes because if they have, for whatever reason, they have a hand that's fisted, you can't get that thumb out to get mittens on. So this mitten is nice because it's big and then it just has the ring on the side to make it easier to zipper up. And so now the person's hand is protected and warm. And then lastly, now you've had this great day outside, you're coming home and the person wants to go to bed and get in their pajamas. So these are two examples. They're called dignity pajamas. So this looks like just a regular nightgown, but when you open it in the back, it has Velcro openings in the back so that it can be very wide. So if you need to do any personal care with the person, if you need to help them get dressed, you're keeping them, again, it's dignity. So you're keeping them covered up while you're doing those things. And then the last one, this is a pair of pajamas, looks like a onesie, and it zippers up the front. But what's unique about this one is this opens all the way across the bottom. So if you needed to, this was working a second ago. Anyway, there we go. So you don't have to, so you're not like pulling pants all the way down or lifting a nightgown all the way up if you're trying to do some personal care with somebody. This allows this to open up all the way so you can do personal care, change and attends if you need to, attend to a dressing, whatever it might be. So again, keeping dignity for the person. So that's a short and quick version of adapted clothing. We have lots more here. You can see our mannequins are wearing some different things. We have stuff for kids, clothing for children. We don't sell anything from here, but we encourage you, if you'd like to come in, have a tour, we're happy to do that. If you can't make it up to our Newcastle site, which is 61 Corporate Circle, Newcastle, Delaware, we're happy to do a virtual tour with you, just like we're doing here. And you can ask questions. We can show you things, whatever works for you.